In this video, I'm going to be building a modern mega mansion in Bloxburg. Let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so this is an iconic property based in LA that kind of sits on a hillside, and so I want to kind of recreate that feel here in this property. How we are going to do that is we're going to kind of get a sloped up driveway here that will take us to our motor court. So sort of have that sloping up there, which granted, you know, it may be a bit steep. And so you sort of come in right here. And so for the entire floor, I'm going to use this texture right here. And then basically every few instances, we're going to place a nice patch of grass. And so yeah, sort of a motor court like this. And then it basically spirals around like right here to go to an underground parking section. So we'll have to worry about that later. And so then basically I'll just include like a wall here as a backdrop for the cars. And then if I wanted to get a nice fence gate in here, I really could. And so now the driveway is a bit wider, which is good. It gets wider, I guess, as you come to the top. And so yeah, we're sort of cooking up something there, right? And then over here, I would want a custom ceiling, which should be pretty serviceable, should be easy to do. We're just gonna use some nice planks and then put like white beams in the middle of it. So yeah, basically something like that is a really clean lighting there for the garage, so I'll take it. And then for this back wall, I'd like to add some texture to it. So I think a good texture we can use, yeah, that. For some reason it's glitched. I'm not sure why. And so now I'm basically just mapping out the layout. And so basically we're going for like nice panoramic views in here, which I think we get across really well. So I'm sure that'll turn out good. And then here could be a nice spot for like the family's dining room. And I'm going to continue this driveway actually a bit over here, just by a couple of blocks. So that way I can move my entrance to right about here. I think now is a good time to ask, are you subscribed to the channel? I'm currently on the road to 75,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if you would subscribe and help me out. But anyways, let's get right back into the video. And now basically, as you guys can see, I can place this cube here in the center and make a literal perfect circle. So this is an interesting sort of predicament I'm in here. Because now it's sloped down, right? So now it's sloped to where it's literally facing the ground. But now we have to somehow get it to curve onto this thing. All I can say, guys, is if I pull this off, this is going to be one of the coolest things I've done in this game. And so there's that, right? You know what? That's a serviceable circle roundabout. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have all of these waterfalls painted, which is huge. Now I have to go through here, though, and adjust them. And so, yeah, I guess sort of something like that. As you guys can see, you know, I got the stones in there, so... And so I guess, like, right here is going to be the entrance into our house. So we're already anticipating that. And then over here is like a perfect spot actually in the house for an office. So we'll definitely include that over here. And then it gets its own little powder bathroom right here. And then we can easily chuck in our elevator right here. And then off the entry, we'll put the stairs right here. Okay, so now we know, though, at least how far back this pond needs to go. So that's good, right? And so we'll kind of do like to there. And see, now I at least have all of the rocks down. And then I do have these little platforms here for palm trees. So before I place all of my water in, technically, I'm gonna get that platform made. It's sort of something like that. Now, though, it is time to go through here and somehow fill this in with glass. Hopefully this doesn't look too bad. If it does, I'm gonna be really upset. Our goal here is to have the least amount of colliding spots. And so far, you know, hey, that stretch was done well. Now let's see if we can continue it. So guys, I've placed it all there, and I mean, I did my best, okay? That's all I can really do for a pond like that, you know? That's all I can do. I'm now gonna make the secondary pond here that goes right next to our front door. And so yeah, there we go. I guess that's a really weird looking bush. Anyways, though, we'll take it. But yeah, we're sort of getting stuff figured out. I'm giving myself credit here. Over here, though, they do have a guest house. So we'll definitely add that in here. Probably like right about there, that's fine. The only flaw I'd say this property has is that there's a bunch of living rooms, especially this one we're about to make right here. So, and I guess you're not centered to the view when you walk in, but that's okay. All right, so we sort of have a first floor layout now, which, goodness me, guys, I am almost 2 hours in. That's how long that driveway took me. We're gonna use a car and quickly test out this ramp, just because I want to. So here we go. Hey, I'm gonna fall off. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, wait, so we successfully made a roundabout that is easy to drive on. I'm kind of mind blown. Actually. That's insane. And so now on the second floor here, we have a huge balcony, which is fine. And we're gonna have just a lot of bedrooms here. This wall kind of comes all the way back here, though, so that's good. And so we'll have like a closet, and then we just have the bedroom, and then down this hallway. I'm gonna have 2 bedrooms right next to each other that share the same bathroom, and then each get their own closet. And so then there's just a huge master bedroom suite over here, of course, that gets its own balcony. And so yeah, I guess our balcony is gonna be like right here, which is fine. This house is really gonna be right on the edge of this cliff, huh? So in here is about how much room I have for the master bathroom and the closets. I think it is good to have a his and her closet space. Of course, his closet typically is smaller. So this will be kind of the format that we'll do every single balcony we have in. nothing too crazy. And so then there's a huge balcony over here that kind of overhangs your backyard a little bit. And then it sort of comes all the way down here to the roof of your guest house and just has a nice putting green. You know, I love my golf, so gotta get working on that golf game. Man, this is gonna be a big house, huh? Big house, all right. And this pool really is just going to be right on the edge of this property, huh? So we can only place the pools about like right about here on the plot. I wish the water looked better though. Why does the water look so bad? So I'm sort of working on the infinity edge here, which it's going to be a bit of a challenge, you know, but hopefully we figure this out. Okay, so that is sort of an infinity pool, right? Sort of, because we're going to have to do a little bit of work to it. But I mean, so far I'd consider that a win. All right, so now from afar, it looks more like an infinity pool. And so now I at least have the floor in the pool, which is huge. Because again, the floor is one of the most important parts of our pool. And so then we should probably get the grass in the backyard placed now. And then over here we have like a barbecue area. So we have to keep that in mind. Because of course there is also the entire ground floor, which I haven't even laid out yet. So yay me. But basically we have a humongous garage that we have to have. So let's see if the stairs come down right about here. And then right here is your movie theater entrance, which goes quite a long ways. And then right next to the theater, you have the gym that comes out to this big patio space that we have. So 5 blocks here works just fine. And then the elevator is right here. And then the hallway to get into your incredible gym is right here. Okay. And then the rest of this is just walled off. And then you get to the guest house section. Oh my god, I just drew that perfectly away. That's funny. And now coming back to the rest of our layout, right outside the movie theater, there's another bar right here. Then of course you get like the wine cellar, wine cellar, and then you get another powder bathroom. And right next to the powder bathroom, you get the golf simulator, which this just screams me. I love my golf, so gotta get my golf simulator in here. And then here is the laundry room. There are stairs that come up from the upstairs to downstairs, so you can easily get to this laundry room. And then over here, we get an entrance into like the indoor pool with like a spa. And then over here, you can get a massage that also has its own bathroom. So very nice. Okay, so we sort of have the layout mapped out now, which is huge. I feel like I've said that a lot this build. And the basketball court is only a half court, so if we go to training, we should be able to get a half court in here. Yep, so something like this is gonna fit in. And we're gonna try and get a valley in here. We're gonna try. And so now I have to add the basement in. Of course, get that canyon. I guess that canyon type feel. We won't go, I don't think we'll go too crazy, but obviously it needs to exist. So that way this house can feel like it's kind of floating. But yeah, by the time this house is done, this view is going to look insane. And there's also going to be some cool views from the interior, looking out at the city. So cannot wait for that. But I definitely need to go take a break. All right, chat, so I am back the next day. I just went out golfing with my stepdad, and I had the best round of my life. Funnily enough, I was talking about golf with all of you guys, and I actually holed out from 106 yards today. My second hole out ever, and my first ever eagle. So that's kind of crazy to me that I was just talking to you guys about golf, and then I go out and play around like that. But anyways, it's time to continue working on a lovely little house. And so I guess the first thing today that I'd like to do is get some more of our squares here in our yard, because of course those are kind of an important piece. And it's safe to say that we have a lot of these to place. All right, so as you guys can see, you know, we're sort of getting it figured out. There are some open grass areas, so I'm kind of keeping those that way. And that is quite a lot of stepping stones, although I am contemplating making them a bit bigger up here, just so that we have to place less and I can maybe make it look a little bit cooler. And then over here, of course, we're gonna have our putting green. I almost made an eagle putt today too, guys. I made like 3 or 4 long birdie putts that were like over 10 feet, but man, it was just quite an experience today, guys. If you're a golfer, you know that there's nothing better than a good golf round. I mean, there's literally nothing more satisfying than it. Although we are almost done placing all the stepping stones, so that's good. All right, now this area up here looks weird with these ones. And there we go, guys. I think I have all of these squares that I need to place down, which that is huge. And then up here on the roof, this roof is an interesting layout, that's for sure. Although I think I'm gonna go sort of something like this. Alrighty guys, as you guys can see, just by adding in some molding around our railings, this already is turning out way better than I could have ever imagined. I mean, this is just phenomenal. I would at least like to get a bit of a floor down here in our canyon, because that's definitely an important piece. And so basically down here, we're gonna have a bunch of overgrown vegetation, rocks, all that stuff, and it's just gonna look like a canyon basically, which is just fine. But of course, just right now I wanted to fill it all in because it looks a lot better now that it's filled in, and makes our house stand out just a little bit more. And then I want to fix up this little outdoor bar we have here, just so that way it looks a little bit better than it does right now. Yeah, at least now it looks a little bit more serviceable. And so yeah, basically just something like this, and I just go around and spam it. I'll probably try and chuck some rocks in certain places. Yeah, overall this type of theme. Alrighty guys, so I am back. I'm done with the landscaping. I'd say this turned out pretty well. Obviously we can touch it up some later on, but I'd say this front part especially, I really like. It's a really private driveway. You just come all the way up here, you get to the motor court, and then bam, you know, the house is gonna look super cool from this angle. So that's gonna be cool. You know, it might not be my best landscape, which is just fine. I was more so focused on the view from the back here, and I'd say I absolutely nailed it. So I now would like to kind of finish up this roofing and all of the windows and everything like that. So that way the house has a little bit more touch. Alrighty guys, I've been doing a bunch of micro adjustments, but I think I finally figured it out. And I've got to say, this frontage, man, is definitely coming together. And then I guess one extra tiny detail I can do is just add in some half pillars up here. Oh wow, yeah, look at how much that helped up there. This actually kind of brought this place to life a little bit. We have a really serviceable entry to this house. It's very grand, very nice. So we're just gonna paint this wall over here and get a nice big door out for the bedroom, of course. Could you imagine being in this bedroom? You know, you just wake up to that north-facing view every single day. I mean, okay, well, crap, never mind. Actually, it's I landscaped that terribly. Normally, I like to capitalize on viewpoints, but I definitely did not there, so my bad, gang. But yeah, the entrance to this home is just phenomenal. Once we get lights in here, it's gonna look even better. All right, well, the good news is I believe I have all of the windows placed here on the back facade of the house. Oh, wait. I don't have that area. Oops. Alrighty guys, so I now should have windows along the entire back facade of the house, which is pretty huge, honestly. I even have some windows over here, although, yeah, don't question that. Obviously does not look the greatest over there, but I guess that's probably what I should touch up next, huh? And at least now, the roof there is done, which is huge. And then this roof here, we're just gonna do a nice simple white box on top. And this house is just gonna look so cool, guys. I think it would be cool to get a custom plant. They do have in plenty of spaces in this house. And so to get some extra lighting up in here, I'm gonna kind of use the same landscape uplights I used right here. And as you can see, I can just easily go around, place them kind of like that, and plenty of spots here and there. And it's gonna help bring some extra light to our build. The only problem, dude, is these plants are so big. But I literally don't think I can do anything else, so it's like kind of all I can do. Well, like, yeah, having that scattered around all of my patios definitely helps out a lot. It's actually pretty good. For once in one of my builds, I never use the solar panels, but this would actually be an occasion where it's smart too. That should be pretty good. Like, look at what it does to the top of the palm tree, you know? It actually looks pretty cool. It's a rare effect. You don't see a lot of people do this. And I've certainly never done this, so I'll take it. We'll put this right in here. Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. This build's gonna look so cool once it's done, guys. I can't even describe it. Alrighty, guys, it is a new day, and I think it is time to decorate some of our patio space now. I just feel like that it's a little bland, so of course it would probably help to at least get some furniture out here. And so there we go, we have outdoor dining there. Man, we actually have quite a bit in this house, guys. Also, I didn't realize this roofing of this bar was a little bit different, so I need to fix that up. And then I also have to get an island piece in here. And so yeah, sort of a roof like this for the bar. I'm actually a huge fan of how that turned out. And then we can easily get a custom wall piece here in the back of it. That'll go like that. And then if we just get some nice stools. Yeah, sort of a stool like this, actually. Very, very nice custom stool. This genuinely is a really cool spot, actually. Huge fan of that bar area. And there we go, guys. Every single one of the patios is decorated now. That is insane. Love how that looks. Alrighty, guys, though, I cannot wait any longer. I think it'd be really cool to start working on our interior. And so, of course, over here, I have to include my nice staircase. And by using the modern U stairs, I should be able to get that down pretty easily. But yeah, so you kind of walk in, and then we're gonna have like a nice brown wall over here. And then I guess we'll use the basic white for most of the walls in this house. That's definitely going to be seen a lot. Anyways, though, right here, I don't want people falling off the side of the staircase, of course. So I'm going to add a bit of a glass piece right in here. But of course, the main focus in this house is the great room, which, I mean, this just takes up so much space. Alrighty, guys, so I have this custom ceiling up here, which actually I think turned out pretty decent. You know, I mean, it gets the job done, I feel. I don't know, you guys can let me know what you think down in the comments below, but I like it. We also keep this wall color kind of going throughout the interior here, so that's good, you know? I'm not always the biggest fan of them white modern boxes, so this one's cool, but obviously we'll have some accents of white in here and there. I can easily chuck in a nice big carpet here, though, in the living room. But yes, I mean, we sort of have a furniture display in here that's just kind of temporary. And then, of course, a typical light to have in here would be like the spiraling chandelier. I don't know, I just feel like it fits in well. And then in real life, though, this entire wall here is like a moss wall. All right, so I'm just gonna have that there as my moss wall. I tried other stuff out, it just did not work. I think it'd be cool to kind of get our entrance point into the office right now. And it's kind of a good location to have an office right here because it's just right next to the entry. So you can easily bring people in for meetings right here. And then of course we get a powder room right here. And I seriously think that this is like a great location to have an office at. Like, are you kidding me? This seems like such a sick spot. Dude, this trophy case is so useful. The fact that they added this in the game actually is a great addition. Alright guys, I'm going full interior design for this one. I'm making an entirely custom desk. But yeah, basically with this desk, I just lower it on down. I'd say that's a cool custom desk. Although now I also have to get a custom ceiling in here, I've just realized. This might be the nicest custom ceiling I've done. I absolutely love the beamwork here. Very, very fun to make. Overall, though, that's a good start to the office, you know, just to have a space. Might as well do the powder room real fast. And yeah, actually, funnily enough, this is one of my better powder rooms, so I'll take it. And so now over here, as I had mentioned earlier, we have a formal dining room, which I would love to kind of have like an aquarium that separates these rooms. I haven't done an aquarium in forever, so we're gonna see how that goes. I actually haven't seen anyone attempt one in forever either. But to do an aquarium, we gotta make it look cool, obviously, so I'm gonna try and make it really look built into this wall here. We, though, unfortunately do not have much aquatic decorations in the game. I don't know, guys. We're gonna act like that's an aquarium, okay? Yeah, I guess I got some LEDs around the fish tank now. Aquarium, whatever it is. So, we'll take it, even though there's no fish. That's okay. And now, guys, I'm also working on this secondary area over here. This is kind of like a nice bar section. But, of course, first, I am getting the lovely ceiling. And so basically here I have a cool little lighting trick where I got some like hidden lights kind of coming up towards the ceiling. But yeah, so it's sort of got something going on over here. You know, we'll take it. Alrighty guys, so I am back. I kind of just added in some tables and other stuff over here and also decorated this entire bar area. Even though I forgot to paint this, I was just leaving that for you guys to see, of course. But anyways, though, I think it looks really cool. This entire area looks sick now. But okay, this area of the house is going to be quite the challenge. So one thing I've never had before is a walk-in freezer, and I think it'd be really cool to have one like right in here. And so then I feel like sectioning off the chef's kitchen by placing a door right here. But yeah, overall we're gonna keep a pretty simple kitchen theme and see it's sort of something like this color palette. Huge fan of how that looks. So now guys, I'm making a custom chandelier. Don't question why it's upside down. If I was to just put this chandelier in here, flip it upside down, then I'd say we have a pretty nice chandelier. You know, I think it looks cool. And then of course we're gonna need a nice sink right in the middle. Alrighty guys, so I sort of have a bit of a dining room started up here. I was kind of going through the house and adding in some extra decorations, especially over here in this office. And I think the office looks a lot better now, so I'll take it. But of course the dining room is another important room. So over here they almost have like vanity shelving. It would be nice to have some floating counters already, because I feel like we kind of lack in that department. But I guess by using the oak shelf here, we can sort of get creative. Yeah, I guess sort of something like that. And then if I sort of do the same thing that I did with this wall panel, I can get like a cool painting almost on this wall. All right, so we'll take that. And then here I'm trying to make a custom plant. This is gonna look fun. Oh yeah, wait, that actually does look really cool. I think we should be safe to have that there. And yeah, that's a nice dining room. But yeah, I love the vibe of this room. Very, very well done. But yeah, so now we're starting to get a decent flow in this house, although I definitely need to touch up this kitchen space. Yeah, there we go. That's a decent lighting setup for the kitchen. Well, of course, we need something right here. I mean, just by putting some jars in here and other like simple pieces, I mean, I should be able to get this job done. And then in the chef's kitchen, we go a little bit harder with our decorations. But like in this one here, I just keep things simple, for instance. Or I could copy the IRL house and make this island be like a T. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. But if I do it like this, though, then obviously it'd take up more space, which is kind of our main issue right now anyways. And so there, pretty much an island like that. Huge fan of the way this island looks. I mean, it's a pretty decent, normal kitchen, you know. This main living area over here is going to be fun. I'm going to try and make another custom fire pit. Yeah, sort of something like that. Oh, dude, look at how cool that looks. It's actually a pretty good custom fireplace. And then if we obviously chuck a big wall TV, dude, this is like the perfect scale. Let's go. And then we just get a massive carpet in here. Now we need like the most comfortable sectional, which this one looks pretty comfy. Although again, for some reason, the sectionals just don't connect as of late. But yeah, I mean, this is a humongous sectional, guys. And then I could find like a nice pillow to use as kind of like a cushion. Yeah, sort of something like that. Yeah, look at this couch. I love the pillows on it. And then we just got to get a nice big coffee table in here. There we go. Gosh, dude, this room's got so much potential. And then I basically do my ceiling trim that I've been doing in other rooms. I can easily just chuck that into this one. Oh my gosh, guys, look at how that turned out. Wait, that's actually sick, though. Wait, why does that actually look so good? Okay, so we'll take that. Again, I'm not sure what it is, but just something about this room, man. But yeah, guys, just look at this living space. I mean, this is super cool. So now that we have most of our main rooms done here on the first floor, it'd probably be best to start working in this section, which, oh boy, this is gonna be quite a lot to do. Oh my gosh, wait. One thing I just realized that my main kitchen doesn't have is a fridge. Let me get that in real quick. Okay, so now that has a fridge, which is good. Although, of course, we have to continue our flooring throughout the rest of this house now. But yeah, here is our chef's kitchen. But yeah, I sort of like the start to this, you know. Overall, it's pretty simple. Now, of course, I can fit like a dishwasher and stuff like that in. And I'd say that's pretty good lighting for this room. But yeah, I mean, that's a decent chef's kitchen, you know. And then here's a perfect walk-in freezer, basically, where we can just put like infinite shelving. I mean, yeah, this is literally as simple of a walk-in freezer I can get. Make like a nicer lighting, like a fossil, and then we just use the automatic light, so that way when you walk in here the light turns on, but obviously it doesn't need to stay on because it's not the most advanced room in the house. And so actually I was thinking that this could be a cool half spot here for storage, and so we sort of do it like this, and then here could be like a study area. I think that'd be cool. And then of course it would help to get a wall trim in here, just as some depth for our walls. And yeah, with the lighting, this is actually really cool. But yeah, I mean, like, this is kind of like a perfect little entry into the home. You know, it's simple. You kind of just walk on down this hallway. But yeah, of course, with all the custom ceilings, it's hard to tell which rooms are done, but we definitely have a lot done. I mean, on this floor, we only have really 3 more rooms left. And this is a bathroom here, and this is a maintenance room, so it's not like we really need to get those done. And so, like, yeah, right here is literally just a pantry, so we kind of just do the same design we did with the freezer, except, we don't make it feel so cold. I mean, pretty much just something like this in a pantry, you know? That gets the job done. And then we sort of just copy this type of bathroom design from over here. It's a bit smaller, so we have to be a little more careful. But yeah, I mean, like, that's just the perfect little bathroom design. Right next to the main space, which means that most of this main floor is done, which is hype. And so then out here in, like, the maintenance area, I can obviously put some of, like, the new power boxes that we have. And, of course, that nice light switch that everybody loves. We'll even chuck in some, like, air vents up in here. And there we go. That gets the job done. This is a really nice floor, guys. Alrighty, guys, so the house looks really cool from the outside now that we have an interior on one floor. Although, of course, our top and bottom floor are still very empty, and we definitely need to change that. I just realized how much this top floor has, and yeah, we definitely have a lot to knock out. And so up here, we kind of get a similar floor texture to the one down below. Here is like an upstairs seating area, and then this is just a massive hallway that takes you down to the master bedroom, so we might as well get a nice big door in for that now. And then I can pretty much just use the large entertainment center, while also being able to keep the entrances to our bedrooms just fine. And so basically, I can have one bathroom right here that these bedrooms share, then this bedroom gets its own bathroom, and then of course this is all for our master suite over here. So yeah, basically just trying to get a feel for the house down though. So yeah, if I basically have an entertainment center like that, I'm not sure how much this would be used though, but that's not what I'm worried about. We can obviously get a very comfortable couch up here just by using the sophisticated sectional. And then we do have this nice skylight right in here too, so that's huge. I mean, I'd say that's a pretty decent area, you know, with some books on the table, that really spices it up. And then of course, I'll have to change some decals, but just having some paintings along this wall definitely would help. And then I guess we get this nice hallway here, coming down to this bedroom. So we'll probably keep the wooden floor theme in these bedrooms here. Like, I mean, that seems fine enough. Although our walls, we could kind of get creative with. And actually, if we use this wood grain texture, this could look really cool. But yeah, sort of a bed in, like, I guess this color. And then we just get, like, a cloudy gray carpet with a darker end table. And then we can just get a lamp on that. And then this door can take you into your closet. But I mean, overall, this is a very simple room. We can put like a nice dresser over here, even if it's like this one. And then I guess we got to get some tall panel curtains. And yeah, this actually is a pretty decent bedroom. And then I can probably pretty easily put like a round mirror in right here. Yeah, that works. And then outside of this bedroom, let's say we want a fire pit. You know what? That works with me. Or I could just make this be the bathroom. And then I guess this dresser just has everything you need. You better be good at folding clothes, otherwise good luck. Okay though, I gotta be real, this actually is a really nice bathroom though. As our first main bedroom in the house, I will definitely take it. You know what? That's fine. Alrighty guys, so I have decorated each of the bedrooms in this floor, along with adding in the bathroom, and of course this bedroom's done as well. And then this bedroom over here has its own bathroom that is also furnished, which as you can see, that is pretty much this entire wing over here done, which is huge. Now most of the work on this floor is literally just this master bedroom suite, and so I think we're primarily going to keep using that same wood texture. And I mean, of course, we'll still have a fireplace up here as well, so let's see if I can clone this design. But I mean, there we go. We got another custom fireplace, and we can still use this wood texture since it's done pretty well for us this entire build. And then of course we are going to need a massive carpet for our big bed in here. And so let's say if I use like this bed here, for instance, I mean, that's just a great example of a really nice bed that I can use. And then just at the edge of the bed, I use this bench here. And now I might as well get my custom ceiling in here really fast. And so we're gonna have the wraparound ceiling, of course, and then there is another custom ceiling I'll have to put in above it, which that's gonna be fun. So first I have to get our measurements right. We're gonna go for a similar ceiling that we did in the office though. This might take up a lot of plot data, but it's gonna look really cool, so that's all that matters, right? Like, yeah, this ceiling looks so cool, guys. And so we can definitely get a nice big sofa over here in this corner. There's sort of something like that over there. We'll obviously decorate that more later. Then we need a nice big blanket on top of the bed right here. We are putting like a bomb of pillows on this bed. There is just so many pillows on this bed here. So yeah, hopefully whoever sleeps here. And then we just put like one of these pillows right here in the center. There we go. Actually, not a bad bed. It's not a bad bed. Although it would be cool to kind of have like a padded wall in the back here. Trying to do this though is definitely going to test my creativity skills. But if we paint this bed a nice like leather, and then we just do the same leather on our padded wall, we might be able to cook something up here. You know what? Since it's the primary suite, I'm just going to leave this door here like open. And this is going to be your opening to get into that bathroom. Because I mean, it's your master bedroom after all. Like, it shouldn't really matter if you have a door in here or not. But yeah, I guess sort of something like that. And then I do have this padded wall right here, which looks really good. Like, I don't know, that's a pretty cool padded wall. You know, it gets the job done. I'll take it. And then I'm gonna make a custom chandelier really fast. I don't know. I feel like that looks pretty cool. You know, it's like a little pendant chandelier. It's kind of cool. We all know I'm not an interior designer by any means. So. And then over here, I guess we get some nice tables for our sitting area. But yeah, I mean, we have a pretty nice master bedroom in here, you know. It's pretty open. It's got a nice feel to it, though. And this room has a pretty lovely view outside of the town as well. So, like, look at this from the bed. Holy cow. And so then, of course, though, we are going to have a massive master bathroom. And so, of course, like, one of the main things I want to have in this bathroom is a massive walk-in shower right here. It just makes the most sense. Some master bathrooms actually have 2 showers, so we could put one right here, and then we just get an area for your toilet like right here. And of course, we'll try to get some polished floor in here. The smooth rocks has been lovely for me this build, so I'm probably just going to keep that up, honestly. I like this custom vanity I just made, actually. That's super cool. And then they have this custom shelving in the IRL home that I'd like to replicate. I'm really going all custom out in this house, aren't I? Huge fan of how that looks, yeah. And then I think if we just get a nice carpet here in the center, things should be okay. But yeah, overall, I think this is a W bathroom. And then here I can just put a massive marble shower. I mean, we can put all of these different types of faucets in here. I mean, as you guys can see, like, that's just a bunch of shower faucets, you know? So I actually could make this back wall be this type of gray. And then we just get some wall cutouts for the walk-in closets. Yeah, so sort of something like that. And then I guess here in the shower, I can put some shelving as well, just for your soaps. Yeah, we'll take it. There, at least we have that now, you know? I had to put something in there, so yeah, now you can see we have the 2 walk-in closets to do. Although we are going to have to make some custom cabinets. Yeah, so sort of a closet door like this, because then as you can see, if I place it right next to each other, you know, they combine, which is cool. And so as you can see with this corner piece here, I can place that there, and boom, it's like double the power. Wait, that's not what I... And so there we go. I sort of have a shoe closet right here. Like, I mean, look at this closet, guys, you know? I feel like it gets the job done, but now this floor doesn't fit in, so I guess I'm gonna go back to this one, which is fine. Yeah, this is a cool closet, okay. And then over here on this one, I can do sort of a similar design, but I make it a bit darker. That way each room feels different, of course. And so there we go. Now there's like a shoe cabinet there. And then if we put a nice island in the middle again. And then in this one, I just put a nice round light above it, like this one. Yeah. And then in each of these, I guess I could put a large floor mirror as this like wall right here. I think that makes sense, yeah. Okay, and then I guess here I could put some extra shelving along with like a fridge, you know, if you get hungry in the primary suite. Yeah, like, I don't know, you know, you get something there, that could work, and that could be my entire primary bedroom suite, which is crazy to even think about. Look at how nice the exterior of this house looks now. Even from the front too, just having lights in everywhere, like, that helps so much. And so now, as you guys can see, we have a lot of big rooms to fill down in the basement. But yeah, so of course this is the lower level down here, so I'm gonna kind of fill in this spot here with some rocks, and I guess just overall some like desert landscaping that, you know, you wouldn't want to go into. Like me personally, I would not want to be hanging out with a cactus. So of course, right away here at the movie theater entrance, and then I guess you're just instantly greeted with this game room right here. The floor stays the same down here, so let me make sure I get that really fast. And then I'm kind of just making a little dent in this wall for the movie theater. This, of course, is our wine cellar, so let me make sure I get some windows in there now. Okay, I guess now I have to make a pool table. I forget how I made the one in my lake mansion, I can't lie, so we're gonna have to make an entirely new one, I guess. And this one's going to be a darker leather, which is one I haven't really done before. Oh yeah, guys, look at this. This table actually looks really cool now. And then as long as I get the pool stick in here just fine, we should be just good. That's a pretty impressive pool table, I gotta say. I gotta give myself credit. And then I am thinking for this space down here, I continue using this nice ceiling along with that trim around it. Alright, yeah, I definitely can rock with this area down here. This is really cool. Although I do somehow have to get a really nice bar in here, so that's gonna be fun to figure out. But I guess for now I might as well go to the nice theater door in and fill in the ceiling above the theater. Then of course I'm gonna have that bar back there, which that's gonna be interesting. But to be honest, I can probably just copy some elements from the one up here, as there's not too much that was going on with this one. I just chuck in these lights here. And see it, there we go, there's that. Which I mean, overall, this should be a pretty serviceable bar. We can obviously get an island in front of it if we want, but we don't have to try too hard. This is a pretty decent space though, so I'll take it. And I guess we can move the pool table back a little bit. That way we have some more room. So then of course in here, this would be the wine cellar, which I am kind of wondering how to do this, as I want to make sure I do it right, but I haven't actually done one in the house before, which is kind of weird to think about. Given all the houses I've made, all the styles, like I've never done a wine cellar. And I guess I'm not going to fill up the wine cellar, but it's more of, again, just a thing to have, you know? But it's mostly just a thing to have, you know? You can fill that up on your own if you move in here. So we can say that we do have a wine cellar. Here, I guess I'll just get like another art piece. This room here is what's called an AV closet. So I'm actually not going to put anything in there. I'm just going to have another painting, which is fine with me. It just seems a bit over the top to have, so I don't really need it. And yeah, I like this setup here a lot better than what I had previously. Then if I like chuck two of these in, boom, there we go. Perfect. Okay, much more simple setup. Although we definitely want to have a really nice looking movie theater. That is for sure. I could kind of make it be like a step down movie theater. So there's sort of our lighting along the walls. And then at the top, I need to have that star ceiling effect. I mean, that is just a must in modern movie theaters. So let me quickly get that. Wait a second. Oh, wait, I just had a genius idea. If I place a field of fireflies, make it as low as possible and as wide as possible. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. I have like a star ceiling effect now because I use the field of fireflies. Wait, that's so smart. Oh yes, dude, let's go. I can quite easily get a nice projector for the center of this room. And look at that, I got some sound paneling along the walls. It's a bit darker in here. And then I can sort of do cliff lighting at the end of each of these steps here. Yeah, so sort of lighting like that. And then I guess I just need to make a bunch of sectionals down here. And so now I got my seating in here. I can put bar seating over here at the top, just by using some nice islands. So I pretty much get some like seating like that. And then I guess in the back here I can put some counters with some popcorn stuff on it. Because, you know, you gotta have your popcorn when you're watching the movies. So I guess here's like, yeah, our snack bar. But yeah, overall, this is actually a pretty cozy movie theater. This is actually a pretty cozy movie theater though, to be honest. It's a little bit dark, so I'm not entirely sure how I could light it up a little bit more. Like maybe by putting some lights here on the floor, maybe that could help. Because a couple more lights ain't hurt nobody. Yeah, this is a super cool room though. I absolutely love the starry ceiling. Guys, I am so mad at myself. I forgot to hit record apparently, but basically I made this awesome ceiling down here in the garage. I absolutely love how this turned out. And then I got this area over here, which is also really cool. It's just a really nice seating area. Here's like a haircut spot, you know, overall very, very nice. And yeah, I haven't done too much else, you know, I kind of just did this pool area, but it's not finished yet either. So yeah, we still have a lot to do. Alrighty guys, so I managed to upload some decals down here, which helps out a lot because now most of the house has decals, and it definitely makes the house look a lot better without those plain decals through the windows. And then I added in some extra lighting here in the hallway, got some extra wall details, and even did this bathroom right here. And now I'd like to do the golf simulator. And so for the walls of the simulator room, we gotta get creative here. And so I think sort of a wall paneling kind of like this looks really good. I mean, it is a golf simulator after all, you know, there's not too much going on in here. And then basically just here at the back, I'll put that right there. kind of lower the ceiling a little bit, and then I'll put the actual simulator screen. I mean, like, look at that, you know? It's a pretty comfortable start to the simulator. And then now in the back here, I obviously have to get this huge decal, and I'll try my best to get a golf course onto this. That might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see what I can do there. And then I can put like a nice bench over here, and there we go. Yeah, so that's going to be our golf simulator spot, so that's huge. Now it's probably going to be best to get this laundry room done, because I mean, this shouldn't take too long, right? I'll paint it like a quill gray. But yeah, pretty much just a laundry room like this, and then I get a nice sink in here, and perfect, you know? I mean, that's a laundry room, you know, it doesn't have to be too fancy. And then of course, though, we have the pool area. Maybe instead of making it a super deep pool, I make it a shallower pool. I don't know why my head went to a super deep pool, but by making it a shallow pool, I can kind of split this pool up into a hot and cold section, which I just like the concept of. And so here we go, like we can say this is like our hot tub section, and then this is like the deeper section of the pool, you know? See, like now we're getting somewhere. And then if I put that light up there, it then makes it pretty easy for me to just chuck. And so this bathroom here, we can get a nice big shower, because of course, like, you know, if you hop in the spa, you're gonna want to take a shower. But yeah, that's actually pretty nice, because then this connects right to the massage room, which, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could turn this into a bedroom. So unless your name's Deshaun Watson, I see a lot of people turning this into a bedroom, but I'll keep it as a massage room. This is another one of those things that I've just never done before, so let's try our best here. And so basically I have one massage bed right there, and you know what? I'll take it. I'm not gonna diss on my massage room too much. That's fine. Now that means that all that's left on this floor is the gym. So for the gym, I'm probably gonna use a nice sequence texture as the floor, and then I will just use this gray as our walls. But yeah, overall pretty simple. I can easily get some nice mirrors in, and I like it, man. You know, I mean, it's a home gym. I could probably add in some nice towels over here. And then I can probably chuck some exercise bikes out here too, honestly. How cool would it be, you know, to be just on an exercise bike out here? Like, I think that'd be sick. But yeah, as you guys can see, boom, the house looks so freaking good now. And I guess the final thing for this build is to decorate this guest house. So I guess, I mean, I don't know, this is a very simple guest house since we already have so many bedrooms, but it gets the job done right next to the basketball court. I just now realized that I can actually get elevator access for the rooftop. I'm actually gonna have a 4-floor elevator? That's crazy, what? Never in my days did I think I'd be having a 4-floor elevator, but here I am. And then I guess we can probably put a bathroom in up here too. But yeah, there we go. Alrighty guys, I'm standing in front of my $2.8 million modern mega mansion. So as you guys can see right off the driveway here, it is very private. I like the way that this is treed off here. And coming on through the main gate, wow. I mean, this is a really nice wow factor just right as you drive into the house. Absolutely love the way this house looks. You can see over here we have this curved driveway that takes you down to the lower level. And coming on in through the main entrance, you get kind of a glimpse of the view in the distance, along with just a nice area for some storage, maybe some car keys, whatever. And coming on this way, here is the formal living room, which this is just wow. I mean, you get the pool, you get the mountains, you get the city, you just get so many views from right here, and a pretty awesome area to just chill at. Here you have the piano, and then coming around this, you have a nice bar area with some extra seating that also just gets out an amazing view outside. Wow. I mean, you're open to so many different angles on this property. It's insane. So I have toned down some of the lighting in this build, and as you guys can see, the dining room looks a lot better now. It's a lot less blinding to the eye, and the kitchen as well looks significantly better without all these lights that we had. And then this here is probably one of my favorite rooms in the house. This is, of course, the main living space or entertainment area. Massive couch here, lots of books. Got a little seating area right here. And just some amazing views of the Bloxburg town with the bridge and ocean in the distance. This is truly a wonderful spot to just hang out, with of course an outdoor seating area and then the backyard, which we'll look at later. And then if we come over this way here, there's a bit of a stairwell that takes you down towards the laundry room. There's a powder bathroom right here, and then of course the pantry and the chef's kitchen. And then here is the walk-in freezer, which of course you could just put a bunch of random stuff in there. And then you just have like a bit of a study area right as you walk in from the garage right here. And then this is pretty much just your area for your trash. Nothing too special there. Now if we come back over this way and come on down this hallway, we can come over to the office, which I absolutely love how this office turned out. This is just magnificent. I mean, seriously, I love this place. This is where I'd be hanging out and making so many cool videos for you guys. And then right next to it, of course, there is a powder bathroom, and then an elevator that'll take you to your other floors. Now coming upstairs, we got a skylight right over here with another nice view outside. And then this is basically what leads you to all of the bedrooms. These bedrooms all have their own little entertainment space. And then as you can see as we walk into this one has a decent view outside. You know, you can get the beach and the ocean in the distance. I like it. It has its own bathroom as well, which is pretty cool, I'd say. And then also it has its own closet space right here, which is kind of repeated throughout these bedrooms as well. Just these ones don't have their own bathroom. But this one does have a desk, and it actually shares a bathroom right here with the bedroom right next to it. So yeah, overall pretty simple. They all get decent views outside. And then this one here at the end gets a nice view of that driveway area and even gets its own patio, which is pretty private, honestly. And then it has its own bathroom as well. So very, very nice. These are all our guest bedrooms. And then if you come on over this way, here is the master bedroom suite, which is absolutely massive. I mean, this master bedroom is huge. Although it gets phenomenal views. These are the best views in the house of the Bloxburg city. You can see all of the buildings over there. You can see the river, you can see the ocean, you can see so much from this room. You can even get a glimpse of the mountain back there. Literally, you can see everything. It has its own patio here, which is just amazing. Super nice spot to just have a fire at night. I imagine this would be absolutely amazing and super peaceful. And then coming on over this way here, we have the master bathroom, which this is also really cool. It's got its own shower here, has a window that's got a view outside, and then it's got some custom shelving along with this nice vanity. Here's a little spot for your toilet. Got a little microwave and fridge. And then here are the closets, which both of these have custom shelving, and I'd say they look really good. And then this is, of course, the big walk-in shower. Nothing too fancy here, just a bunch of faucets, really. But yeah, that is the master bedroom suite. If we were to come over this way here, there's a balcony that overlooks the driveway area. Gets a nice view of the mountain over there. And then over here, we have an outdoor patio that takes you over to this putting green area, has access down to the lower level of this backyard, and also to the rooftop. And yeah, the views from here are pretty nice. Now if we come down to the backyard, you can see we got an outdoor grilling area. We got the pool, which, oh, this would just be awesome to go for a swim in. Yeah, this feels like an awesome spot to swim. You can just chill here right on the infinity edge and just look over at the city. The back of this house just looks phenomenal. Absolutely love how this turned out. Plenty of seating areas out here and just such an amazing space. And then if we come over this way, that takes you to the guest house and the basketball court, which we'll look at later. And then right now, I guess we could go up to the roof, which the rooftop is kind of like a party area. You know, you could kind of play some music up here, maybe have a bit of a dance party, all that fun stuff. Like, I think right here would be a sick spot to host some parties at. So there's a lot that you could do up here, but overall, just nice seating areas with a perfect view of downtown. In here, of course, is a bathroom and an elevator. That way you don't have to walk up the stairs if you're a bit older. And we could take the elevator down to the basement. Down to floor 1 we go. And walking on into the basement here, you can see we have the staircase right here. And then this is the pool table with a nice bar. As you can see next to the pool table, there's the wine cellar. But I love how this pool table turned out. Very custom, very, very nice. And then right next to it is the movie theater, which, wow. Look at this, guys. Look at the starry ceiling. For some reason, this is clipped in again, bro. I keep getting these stupid errors in my builds. But man, this starry ceiling looks absolutely amazing. I was super happy that I used that custom design. It also has a bit of a coffee area with some popcorn and ice cream. It's just a bit of a snack bar, but overall a very nice place to watch a movie. And then if you come on in through this door, this takes you to a really nice seating area. This would be perfect for some sports games. As you can see, we got some Lakers pictures here of Kobe Bryant. But of course, this is really just for the underground garage, which this could be super decked out if you get some nice sports cars in here. I gotta wait for them to add some sports cars to the game. That would be awesome. They would fit perfectly in here. But yeah, how many cars do you think this garage could fit? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd say quite a lot. Coming back inside though, there's a bathroom right here. And then there's the golf simulator. Clearly, this person didn't hit too great of a shot, about 105 yards, but they're trying their best. This is a super cool spot, though. Absolutely love it. And then if your name is Deshaun Watson, you probably like this room here. This is the massage room. Nothing too special about it, you know. Just if you're really rich and, you know, you need a massage, I'm sure you could have somebody down here. And then this is a bathroom right next to it. And then this is the spa area. This is kind of the hot tub, and then this is more of the cold plunge. Pretty nice concept. I haven't done one of these in a house before, so I was happy to do one. And then if we come out of here, this is our laundry room. And then if we go back all the way down this hallway, you'll see that we have a gym, which this gym I like a lot too, you know? pretty nice gym. Got pretty much everything you need, and it even has its own balcony where you could kind of just go on an exercise bike and enjoy this view over this canyon. And then of course here is our basketball court. Hopefully none of your basketballs go into the canyon. That would suck, but I'd say it's not too far of a jump down. And then of course this is like our party house slash guest house. Has its own kitchen and dining area. And then if you come upstairs, it's got a bit of a bedroom. So nothing too crazy. But of course that was probably one of the longest tours I've done on this channel. Hopefully you guys all like this build. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye, everybody.